Hello, can everyone hear me? I hope both on KDS and on Discord you can hear me. Just want to make sure. Yeah, it's already a while I didn't use it, so I just want to make sure. Is that right? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, good. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay, so today we are gonna have a lecture about AlphaGo, and basically we are gonna talk about three games that let's say on December AlphaGo has played against three Chinese professional players. Um, Mainly, okay, my talking about those three games will be based on the three professional players their self comment, and there are some other professional players who has actually also had yeah, let's say their own opinions about it, and so yeah, I also took some real reference about them. Plus, I have discussed about all those three games with some of my Chinese professional friends. And so, yeah, they will be the basis of my talking about those games. However, I just want to explain that consider this topic, this is about AlphaGo game. And so it is AlphaGo play against the Chinese top professional players. So this topic is rather high level. So at some point, it could be let's say some moves or some variations, you may not really understand it. And so I strongly encourage you, if there's any question, please just ask. And so yeah, in my this lecture, I have left enough time for you to ask questions. Okay? I hope that's clear. All right. Okay, then I guess we can start with the first game. And as you can see, this is Chen Yaoye, Nida Professional is black against the master. And so this game, Chen Yaoye is black. And this, if you want to check your own record, I believe you probably already have your own package about all the masters games. This is game 22. Okay, so we start from this one. Okay, so yeah, this game first, I need to introduce a little bit about the background. So this game is three times over 20 seconds by Yaomi, so it is relatively fast. And as Chen Yaoye's self comment after the game, he said he's not very good at playing black. So in yeah, at the start, he just played the let's say this Chinese Fuseki is mainly because Chinese Fuseki is pretty popular among professional players, and so it is studied a lot. So Chen Yaoye just want to make sure, let's say at the start, he will not be in disadvantage. So he played Chinese Fuseki at the start. Okay. And in the game here, white just evade the corner. And when black approach here, white just answer. Black approach here, he just answer. As Chen Yaoye's self comment, so white this center evasion, this came up, and this schema, they are all pretty defensive or relatively solid moves, but not aiming to develop anything. Yeah, at the start. So it's normally when white all play like this, it is supposed to be a positive Fuseki to black. However, okay, at this moment he said, after he played this is move 19 at K4, he feel like this is not really a successful Fuseki for black because white is, yeah, let's say black is not really leading. And he specifically explained here that those two moves are pretty far away from the Chinese Fuseki structure on the top side. So they are relatively weak. And at some point in the future, sooner or later, black will need to add a move here so to make this group live. Okay, this is basically what he has mentioned in his self comment. And there is one thing I didn't quite understand, so I have asked my Chinese professional friend. I asked him, I'm sorry, yeah, you'd better ask. Okay. Yeah. So okay, about this one, this one here, I specifically asked about this part of Chen Yao's comment to my Chinese friends, to my Chinese professional friend, and my question is, so since Chen Yao knows this structure, black, those two stones is a weak, yeah, it's pretty weak, and sooner or later you will have to add a move there to live. Then why black still insists on playing this structure himself? So how about I just get a two-space extension, or I just play a cave here, so to just make this group live. Yeah, you already know this is weak. Why still you insist on playing this one? Okay, I asked my friend, yeah, my friend on this one, and okay, I have to say, yeah, about in my this lecture, I'm trying to explain things, but there are some things I hope you understand. It cannot possibly be explained absolutely clear because this is something relatively high level. And when I advanced this question to my friend's answer is like. Firstly, AlphaGo is the one who has played this key for himself in his own games. So people believe this is probably correct. About why, he doesn't know. Later, I can tell you there's another game. Yeah, in later in that meeting game, there will be a similar example. So AlphaGo played it, or AI has played it, and we thought, okay, that's probably right. Why? I don't know, but it is probably right. So we just follow his way. But here, Zheng Yaoye does has his concern about those two is weak. And he didn't really play this kind of move because those kind of moves are relatively low, and he want to play a high stone, so to more or less work with the top side, that Chinese Fuseki. Yes, okay. Inazuma, that's actually my question. And so this is basically, yeah, okay, but okay, first I'm just telling you about what Chen Youye said himself. And I have asked my Chinese professional friend who is actually a friend of Chen Youye. And basically I'm just telling you what they, yeah, how they answered me. About this question. That's first my translation. And now this is what I want to tell you. I mean, professional players sometimes they just play it and try it out in their games. Yeah, sometimes in tournament games and sometimes in their practice game. This game is after all an online game. So yeah, let's say I can understand Chen Yaoye is just trying it out. But to us, I mean me included, I strongly recommend if if you want to play a move, you'd better make sure you understand it and how you're supposed to use it, rather than you just enter that move because that move is a move. All the professional players play, but why is that? And how am I going to use it? I have no idea. If that is what you're going to say, I'd recommend you to play the move, let's say you understand instead. Or a better way might be if you're going to play a move that all the professional players play, for example, you can get a strong player, like a professional that will be the best, that can actually tell you why this move is the right move. And after you understand it, you play. That's the best. Okay, I hope that is understandable. Okay, and now I'm reading question. In general, I'm sorry, Galusi. In general, that is the point. So black, basically here, the thing is, Chinese Fuseki on the top side, the original idea of Chinese Fuseki is to make moyo. So black supposed to, I mean, as a moyo style Fuseki, normally we want the whole board stones to work together. So in other words, we want to try our best to actually place the stones at a relatively high position, so to make them kind of working together if possible. And here, if you play those kind of low position stones, it will be difficult for them to work together. Yeah, that is the point. I think that is the point why in the game he still chose to play this one anyway. However, I'm just saying that in his self comment, he said this is a weak group. Sooner or later, he will need to add a move to live. If so, why he played this? It means although he played like this, but he is actually unhappy about this kind of structure himself. Is that understandable? Yeah. So in theory, let's say this is supposed to be right. But if a player he played the move, but he doesn't believe it is right, then that is problematic. Yeah. So let's say if in your games you do not know how to actually manage this kind of thing, if to you, then I don't recommend you not to use it until you understand. I hope that's clear. Okay, okay. Then I guess we can move on then. Okay, and the next move is the first, what we call a relatively astonishing move in this game. Because in the game, white play this low approach. And about this low approach, first, there's something I want to introduce because, let's say not all our players are like, dumb players. And so here, there might be something, it's necessary for me to introduce. So normally in this kind of Chinese Fuseki structure on the top side, when the Komoku on the top left corner, the 3/4 spot, black didn't really get an extension from that direction yet. Normally we say white is supposed to approach from this side when this side is empty. And if black answer, we extend here. That's normally, let's say, what you can see from professional games when left side is relatively empty. And even if when left side black has, for example, let's imagine black already have a stone at D10, that is, then even if when white needs to approach on the top left corner from the front direction, normally our understanding is white is supposed to approach at high position. Is mainly even if white approach at low, locally white cannot get enough space to leave anyway. So sooner or later white will need to escape. Then why not directly play at high so to make it easier to escape? That was the theory. Let's say. I have to say, human has learned. For now, I have to say human has learned because this is the theory basically I have learned. And to me, that's correct. But in this game, AlphaGo played low. And this obviously surprises Chang. And it's only 20 seconds. He doesn't have too much time to think here. And in the game, he just plays this kick. This is something normally, let's say, what we have learned in, let's say, from our lessons, or let's say from the Go school, what teachers has taught us to do. And here, okay, if white just simply play Nobi, like Kema, you can see this one space extension is very narrow, and locally it cannot really live, so black can actually come over to attack. So normally here, nobody will gonna play this extension, white will gonna run anyway. But if white will gonna run anyway, you can see this exchange actually benefit black. Because white, that third line stone, will not gonna get him enough space to get a local I shape anyway. So if white just Nobi here, this is exactly what black wants. Okay, and so in the game, here, AlphaGo played this Kema because here he has the ladder. So if black honey, white cut here, connect, he can ladder this stone. So he played this one, and so of course the black in the game, black didn't do it. Black played this ugly triangle. Okay, and next move will be pretty astonishing because in the game, white played this attachment. In Chen Yao's self comment, he said this is a game he lost, and even let's say until he has written the self comment, he doesn't really understand how he lost the game. Or let's say, actually he does. He knows he lost the game because he has no idea. Okay, I will mark it maybe. He has no idea how to manage white this kind of 1-3-5 combination against his Chinese Fuseki. And he said he has never seen it. And after this game, before he has, he has written his self-comment about this game, he actually has asked his friends to help about where they have ever seen this kind of variation. And Zuma, if you don't mind, I'm gonna answer that soon. But yeah, not yet. Yeah, I need to introduce a bit of background. So Chen Yaoye has asked his friends to actually find out, has anyone ever played this? Because as his best knowledge, he has never seen those. So this is kind of like a Fuseki setup by AlphaGo. And the background I need to introduce is, let's say, Fuseki. The Chinese and Korean players normally understood Fuseki as some sort of, they want to have some sort of setup in order to get advantage. So they just play some variations. Let's say other people have never played before. And in their tournament game, they use it, and then they get early game advantage against their opponent. That's normally how the Chinese and the Korean play their games. But that's also because of the time setting. We know that in international tournament, nowadays it's normally 2 hours or 2.5 hours main time. And two professional players, that is a relatively short time to think. So it will be difficult to figure out some kind of setup when you are actually in game without any study in advance. And so those kind of setup can relatively easy to work out. And we know that, for example, tournament there in Japan, normally, when we come to, let's say, a relatively high level, the late stage of any tournament, normally, let's say the time setting can be 5 hours, or you know that in the title match final, it is 10 hours. So that gives people enough time to actually figure out, those kind of specific setup. So I can read it in games. And that is why, when you look at Japanese tournament games, you will notice that people doesn't really care about those kind of setup. Okay, so doesn't matter. I just want to give those kind of introduction. Then you know what does Chen Yaoye mean about this is AlphaGo setup. And then he asked, let's say, his friends to actually check out, has anyone ever played this? And his professional players didn't really find anything for him. However, one of his amateur friends checked out some very old games, and that amateur friend find out this 1-3-5 setup has been played by Dosaku. So over hundreds of years ago. That's what happened. Okay, now I'm gonna try to explain what is the combination here. So here, basically, when black played the empty triangle here, white want to block, but when this cut happens, as you can see, it's impossible for white to manage both the top side 2 stone and the left side that 1 stone. So one of them will definitely die here. I guess this is understandable, especially because black has an extra stone there on the top side, J17. That makes white position rather difficult. So okay, I probably just show one example. So here, if white Atari, and here white get a base. That's a relatively simple way. Then, for example, black just come to continue attacking and push out, black lobby. You can see here, white left side that stone. I don't think you can imagine that stone can still move out. So that stone is basically captured, and black just through the attacking, let's say black can easily continue enlarging the left side. So this is a picture white want to avoid. Okay, and what is the combination here then? It is, in the game, when white attach from here, let's say, okay, you can see that. So here, when we say in an early game attachment, normally there's supposed to be, let's say first, black supposed not to tanuki. And normally black supposed to first consider about to honey. And if honey, there's no good result, second, he may consider nobi. Okay, this is basically Go theory about early game attachment to the opponent, one single stone, that is. And so here, let's say this is an attachment and the black supposed to answer. And so you can see if honey and Nobi, they are both considered, there are 4 possible answers. Okay, but we may actually consider about, let's say, yeah, so let's talk about a few possible answers first. So if black honey from here, for example, like this, you can see black is trying to separate black, the top left corner with the red side. Then basically, yeah, he doesn't want them to have any kind of combination. But like this, white doesn't care. White just dump on here. And the black will need to connect here, otherwise that cut will cause so much trouble. And when white get out from here, I hope you may notice, in the future, when white play at A, that stone is not captured yet. And the black 3 stones in the middle can still become black burden. And the white on the top side has already successfully entered black, the original Chinese Fusaki structure. And black, this kind of group, is actually rather heavy now. It can potentially be a target for white to attack. And now, especially, I want you to think about earlier, black has made this turning at B, this decision. Now, if we look at either this B, let's say a move that is not very efficient, because here, normally when black play at B, black want to defend the top side, but now black is defending nothing. Okay. Well, okay, Inazuma, what you have said makes sense, but not really, because you may say one stone may not be that important. Depends on what kind of stone. I hope you notice here, white is attacking you this one stone. This one stone is the original Chinese Fusaki stone. And that move, black is supposed to make it more efficient than normal, because when black play the Chinese Fusaki, the intention when black play Chinese is basically black is not very happy about, I need to do the corner shimari. He basically, normally as a traditional theory, we say black will need to do the corner shimari and then get the side extension. Let's say the extension on both sides. That's a traditional theory. And the Chinese Fusaki, the meaning is, I do not have to do the shimari. I can directly extend to the side. So here he is saying I can skip a move. So my move is more efficient than normal. Yes, this is a keystone here. So black is actually under pressure in this kind of Fusaki that he needs to prove that move is more efficient than normal. And so here, for example, if you say black Tanuki, the white honey, Nobi, connect. Now there's a question, will you save those two? If you say I have to cause another move to save those two, basically they are burdened. But if they are captured, they are too big, right? Yeah, that is the reasoning. So here, in this kind of position, it's not possible for black to consider. I'm gonna Tanuki from here. Yeah, and earlier I have mentioned about if this thing happens, those two stones become black burden. Initially in Chinese Fusaki, black want to actually make that move make that move more efficient than normal. That's one. And two here, like this, of course, originally black played the Chinese Fusaki. He want to build moyo like this. Moyo is gone. Besides, once again, top right corner black. That whole group now is heavy and under attack. Yes, that is basically the competition in Chinese Fusaki. Black intention is to make J17 more efficient than a normal move, and the white goal is to limit its efficiency. If possible, white want to make that move an inefficient move. But the bottom line is that move will be just a normal move. If that move is normal, normally we consider in Chinese Fusaki white has already succeeded. That is basically the competition. In Chinese Fusaki, and Yeah, so here, white is trying to limit black efficiency. And I hope, yeah, about this variation, you already understand about this. All right. And in the game, Chen Yaoye played this honey. And okay, let's see, because he played this honey because he believed here this honey is the best. And normally we also say when the opponent come to attach your one single stone, honey is supposed to be your top choice. In case if as your observation, neither honey you will gonna get a good result. You may consider Nobi, but Nobi is normally secondary choice, and you need to have enough reason to prove your that honey. Let's say you are gonna get a better result. You need to prove it. Okay, so here, yeah, Chen Yaoye has chosen the other honey because he believes that's the best. But when white double honey from here, he feel actually quite uncomfortable because here, once again, he will need to maintain the connection with the top right corner that group. So he cannot allow white to actually get, for example, L16 authority. And normally here, what do you mean already? I'm sorry. Yes, it is already a hard game. Yeah, it is early. Yeah, later. Yeah, later I'm gonna tell you about some of his self comment. You may notice he actually around move 50 he has already played. He's yeah, as his self description, he said I played that losing move at not even at move 50. That is this level competition. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, let me continue maybe. So yeah, normally so logically he will need to not be here, so to maintain the connection with the right side. But then he's afraid what we're gonna double honey, and he definitely doesn't want to just answer because like this every single move white eye is asking for something and black just answer. So basically like this white benefit. But he also cannot do as he cut from here and ladder. He can ladder that stone, but this Atari and then white come here to block. I hope you may notice like this, white actually have a stone at A because that one is setting. Yeah, again that ladder, that means this cut doesn't work anymore. And consequently, earlier this empty triangle become a bad move. So he cannot do like this either. Yeah, so after his careful consideration, he decided, okay, I'd rather just connect here to deal. Okay, and then what connect here? Yeah, earlier, yeah, you were asking me about the combination. Okay, the combination now it comes. If black doesn't answer, what we're gonna block? Yeah, because he already has stones there on the top side to help the white two stones there. So now it is necessary for black to take action and handle this one. But in the game, white jump and black jump. So you can see on the top side like this, basically instantly white get to limit black Chinese Futaki, the original Chinese Futaki structure, only on the third line, while white gets some influence himself. And more importantly, white gets Sunday and play on the left side, which is actually the biggest on the board. So this is the reasoning after, let's say, at this moment, move 34, Chen Yaoye feel bad about this kind of black foot that he already feel like he's behind. And the major reason is he has no idea how to answer this 1-3-5, this kind of combination, which was, let's say, already played by Dosaku back to hundreds of years ago. I'm sorry, no, I don't. Yeah, this I really have no idea because this is something. Let's say Chen Yaoye has mentioned in his self comment that his friend found out this is actually played by Dosaku, and he didn't mention anything more. I'm not sure about that because on Smart Go it doesn't really include all the games. Yeah, especially if we talk about the Dota Go game that was back to hundreds of years ago. I can only say I'm not sure if that game is included. Galusi, that's a possibility. I agree, but how? Yeah, and also here you may say Sunday is more valuable. Then the question is actually how much you are willing to pay locally. They are difficult questions. Yeah, so first, if you have a variation in your mind, for example, like this, I can get Sunday, and I just make the local result worse, but at least I can get Sunday. Well, if you have any this kind of variation in your mind, that is pretty good, and I guess we can discuss. So here we have to answer this question first. So how to get it, and then we'll enter the stage. So locally, you paid more in order to get Sunday. Is it worth it? This is basically, I mean, I can imagine about this question, professional players must have done the related studies already about this one. But as my best knowledge so far, they do not have a conclusion, which means they didn't really find anything good for black here. Yes, that's basically what happened here on the top side. So black has a solid territory, but it is limited, and in the future, black can hardly grow from the top side anymore. So basically, you can see black top side is solid territory, but that's it. Black bottom is the two weak stones that can hardly be too much territory, and actually, black last part has some potential. That is the left side, which is played by white first. So like this, you can see black whole board can hardly grow too much anymore. And so this game eventually, if, for example, we say this is a professional game, we can already see this game will have to come to, let's say, a relatively close game structure. And normally we say in a close game structure, normally we say it is supposed to prefer white because it means the black's first move advantage is in general gone. I guess that's understandable, right? Okay, and here I need, so Chen Yaoye is not very happy about this white starting. And in his rethinking, I have mentioned that this kind of combination, so far, professional players still didn't find a really good answer from black yet. So Chen Yaoye's rethinking is probably facing to white this low approach. We're supposed to answer as came, just as if when white this low approach is played at high. Normally, when white approach at high, our answer is came. And here he basically raised a question: should we probably still answer as came, even if white played at low anyway? So to prevent, let's say, white that kind of strong attack, that 1-3-5 combination. This is his rethinking, and he just raised this question. He doesn't have a conclusion. And that's all what I can tell here, because the professional players doesn't have a conclusion yet. And obviously, we cannot make AlphaGo speak to us. So we cannot really get his comment on this. Don't beat me. What you have mentioned is actually logically not accurate, because as you have mentioned, the low approach aim for the corner. So, okay, the thing is, why white aims to the corner? Because white has one single stone invade here under the background when black already have a 3-space pincer. So if you say white want to get the corner, fine, you can get the corner, I can take the side instead. That means you do not have any intention to attack. Then we come to the important part. That is, initially black played this move. So to make this 3-space pincer, he intended to make that J7 stone more efficient than normal Shibari. And if black fails to attack this E17 stone there, and just let him go to the corner to live, is that J17 stone really efficient, or it is actually inefficient? Yes, I also hope one day AlphaGo is able to explain, because if he cannot really explain, everything we are talking about here is we are guessing what he is thinking about, and probably let's say what his intention is, but that's all guessing. Even to professional players, that is the case. Don't beat me. To be honest, after I read this game and Chen Yaoyin's self-comment, that is actually my conclusion. Let's say I'm not going to use Chinese Fuseki myself anymore, because to me, you can hardly show the efficiency of that J7 stone if this is the conclusion. Seriously, yeah. I would say in international tournament, Chinese Fuseki is actually played a lot, and the professional players has learned a lot about it. So I wouldn't say it is already out of popularity. It is still used a lot. Letter? Yannick, I believe you mean the mini Chinese? Mini Chinese, micro Chinese, that kind of stuff. Well, they are not the same. Here, I'm just talking about the traditional Chinese. About the other Chinese, well, let's see how they may, what may happen if AlphaGo may happen to play against them again. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, that is true. And later, when I talk about the game 3, you will actually see, let's say, Tang Weixing actually has a setup, but it didn't really happen in his game. But he does have a setup in Kobayashi Fuseki. Okay, Fus, I'm sorry, I missed to answer your question. I understand what you are talking about. You are saying now about here, if black has a ladder and black has honey, right? I believe this is a question. However, I have to tell you, here, black still has a ladder. That's very unlikely, because I hope you notice black is the one who played the Chinese Fuseki, which means he has occupied those two corners. Then in a normal Fuseki, please imagine how it is possible black can also occupy this corner. In a normal Fuseki, both sides will going to take two corners each, right? So it's very unlikely after black take over those two corners and have the Chinese Fuseki, black is also able to take over the both right corner. So it's very unlikely here black can honey and make the ladder work. So I don't think that will gonna become a solution unless there can be some sort of setup again. So for example, black actually to prevent this at the very early stage of Fuseki, for example, black does something like this. Yeah, if you say it's purely against the ladder, but then there's a new problem. Then white will not gonna approach at E17. So your this preparation is doing nothing. Do you understand me? So here, yeah, it's either way a dilemma. Yeah, for sure. If you say here, I have prepared, I have the ladder, white will 100% change his way to place. Then he will not gonna approach at E17 anymore. Okay. Yeah, okay, I guess this is understandable. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best to explain, but that's all what I can explain. And if there's any further question, please ask. I'm trying my best not to miss any question. Did I miss any earlier? I hope I didn't miss any. I'm trying to answer everybody. Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, in that case, let's continue here. Okay, and in Chang, yes, self-comment, here he said, yeah, I have to use some, let's say, because, yeah, of course, his self-comment is in Chinese. And so here, when I'm giving this lecture, I'm translating from his Chinese to English. And his Chinese here is, I have played this move to give white the bottom left corner pressure. White initially come to pincer me, he already get a huge move. And here, he basically take another huge one. And his language is basically the very Chinese one. White has taken two big bunch of money. Yeah, that's actually his exact language. Yeah, White has taken two big bunch of money. So I don't have enough points. What I can do here can only be he has tanukied from this corner. I'm gonna punish it. Yeah, so here he played that attachment and sent an evasion. Here he is aiming at, in case if white want to separate him, he is aiming at this clamp and this crosscut. And of course, AlphaGo knows that's his intention. So in the game, AlphaGo just simply answer as this block and give black that honey. So black gets a bit benefit from here. But still, yeah, so black get this benefit. Earlier, white has actually tanuked, let's say tanuked away from this corner, kind of like twice. So it's C10 and C13. Okay, and after this one, yeah, black has to come back here, so to fix his shape. And then when white kick here, okay, now we come to, let's say, a move. Let's say Chen Yaoye regret the most. And Inazuma, yeah, you said, yeah, it is so early in the game, sorry. I'm sorry, which sacrifice? You mean like E17 or? Ah, well, okay. This is a question out of my, out of my expectation. I can only say, I guess so. I can only say, I guess so. Yeah, because after all, that C13 is really big. C13 give white the left side a base and prevent the expansion of black top left corner. So that C13 is definitely really big. About does AlphaGo believe it is bigger than to give away some corner advantage? Yeah, because we know some information from Chen Yaoye. Obviously, we do not know anything from AlphaGo. So I can only say, I guess so. And we probably will never know. Yeah, okay, but doesn't matter. So earlier, let's say Inazuma already said, this is so early in the game, black already feel, let's say, the game become difficult. The answer is yes. And yeah, if you are surprised, you were surprised by that answer, next one we're gonna surprise you even more. Because Chen Yaoye said in the game he pushed here at b4. This is his losing move. In the game he pushed here. He believed this is his losing move. But about this one, why is that? This is something I believe I can make most of us understand. And not because of g5, but just answered. And then black Nobby to go back. Everything looks normal. The problem is next. In the game, white get to peep. The moment when white peep here, Chen Yaoye feel terrible about his early exchange because here he has to connect and white Kosumi here to take away his I shape. I want you to imagine if earlier this exchange haven't done. Okay, I will take another mark maybe. If A and B exchange wasn't done until now, isn't it the case that in the corner, black can actually play B, so to save the cornerstone? Yannick, that's correct. And I guess that has something to do, however, with the time setting because they are all played online and they are relatively fast games. So the professional players cannot really think about things through. Well, to AlphaGo, he doesn't really need too much time to make the right decision in Fusaki. I believe this disadvantage for professional players will be a lot less if they are given, for example, at least 2 hours. Okay, just to answer your comment. Okay, so here you can see here white get to peep because that exchange between A and B was already done. If that exchange wasn't done, black could have decent at B, which means let's imagine here black didn't put there. Black just simply lobby this one. Then white dare not easily play at B7 to peep, so to take away black eye shape because that corner black can save that stone. And then there will be a huge difference because as you can see here, there's a push and cut. White can actually tiger here, and then there's another cut. So black outside has some RG. If black on the left side has no eye shape, then potentially black will be under attack. Or yeah, let's say potentially if black is separated, black will be under attack. So those peep is let's say around those cutting point, those kind of related peep will be white benefit. Yeah, so in the game, Chen Yaoye made this exchange. He feel very much regret about it because this gave White the opportunity to take away his eye shape, and then White, yeah, let's say Black group is already kind of under attack. Okay, and because of that, yeah, in the game first he peep here, and this, yeah, this is a slight benefit to him. Because on the outside there are those cutting points, he feel like he has no choice but in the game to turn here, so to neutralize those cutting points. But there is a consequence here. The consequence is white get to play this jump, the biggest move on the board at this moment, which black is all the way dreaming to have it. Okay, now the bottom right is this one. Yeah, because this one, okay, I can probably explain a little bit. Because if black get this spot at G17, not only that is a lot of territory, but also like this white center group, that J15 group, cannot really enter the top side, which means top side, there's no potential I shape for that group. So that G7, G16 is both very big for points, but also it has what I call tactical value. So it will gonna make one center group weaker. Yes, J15 was a potential weak group, and after this G16 jump, it's a big move at 4 point, and also white get to make that group a lot stronger. Yeah, and let's say I was asked a question because yeah, this is a game I have more or less commented to some of my German students, and my German student has said, Jeff, you said those cutting point is a problem. To me, that's not a problem. I am gonna get this big move first. So what? Okay, I may actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, so far in this lecture, I'm the one who is talking all the way. I will actually give you guys some, maybe, uh, let's say, a moment to speak. What do you think about this question? Well, okay, first I want to comment a little bit about 14. I want to remind O14 is not a good shape because you can see O14 as a combination with this stone is a Kema, as a combination with this stone is Ogema, so this kind of shape can easily be attacked and separated. So white, like I said earlier in the game, white play at G16. has nothing to do with with connecting the whole board. That's not white intention, because to connect them is rather difficult. Okay, I repeat the question. The question is, my German student who is about KDS 5-10 strength, and he asked the question, Jeff, you have mentioned Chen Yaoye in the game played this turn because he believed it is necessary to play here, so to neutralize all those cutting points at the bottom left corner. But I didn't see any problem for those cutting points. I'm just gonna take this big one. Could you tell me what is the problem on those cutting points? That was the question. So what is the problem? He's saying, this is the biggest. I'm gonna take it. You say there's a problem, so I can't see it. Punish me. Oh. So cut at h5, huh? Push and cut at h5. All right. Okay. Okay, if you push and cut at h5, it will gonna come to a conflict. But okay, I hope you may notice this picture. If white push and cut here, for example, white, black just jump. Question. Here, is this one stone stronger than black this group? Probably not. Then we say, okay, we want to make a war happen. Why we want to make a war happen? There are two possibilities. One, this is a war we are in advantage. We are gonna benefit, so we enter a war. Two, we are losing the game. Even if this war we suppose not to benefit, but we have no choice. So we have to do it. Okay? So if you are at one of the two above positions, you make a war, it is a correct decision. But here, why white is doing this? I guess it's neither of the two reasons I have mentioned, right? So here, white shouldn't push and cut. Okay, then what is the problem? Okay, but I have already seen that, one of you has mentioned. So H2 first, that's pretty good. Okay, I hope you notice when we say G16 is the biggest on the board, it is under the premise, it's actually under one premise. The premise is black will gonna keep the bottom. If you say, okay, white play that, white play this kind of H2, so he is threatening to cut me off. All right. Oh, actually, it's difficult to move. I don't know how to manage. I'm gonna just gonna protect. I'm sorry. I really don't want to play this spot. Okay, but let's say I'm just gonna protect my cutting point, and so this is fine. I have to tell you, if this is the case, this H2 is bigger than the top side G16 because this damaged white bottom way too much. Yes. So if black want to say, I will play G16 and I want to prove my bottom is fine. It is under one premise. He needs to be able to block. But I hope you notice this tiger exists, this push, and this cut. Now it is completely different because if this cut works, basically black bottom disappear again. Jump here, huh? Okay, that's a possibility. And you say you just not be here. I have to say like this, you paid enough price. And here it is even wide Sunday like this. So I'm just saying that white will not gonna capture those two stones right away. White will just leave it like this. And this is already big enough price because it is all the way wide Sunday. So basically white didn't really pay a move. And like this, white can still get this corner. Yeah, so I understand that your logic is like this. I get to defend most of the bottom, and like this, I pay a bit more price, and now the cutting points are all gone too. So I get to defend both, and the price is limited, right? The price is limited. The thing is, White didn't pay anything to get it. So White get it for free, and White can still get the next big spot. And then here, White get the bottom side free benefit together with this move. It already make G16 not worth it. Well, okay, yeah, this is what I can explain. Yeah, okay. So here, yeah, this is oh, good question. Okay, yeah, this question is not so answer. So first, like let's say when you play this jump, here, we know that potentially there's still this evasion, and so there's this kind of connection. So question number one, how ambitious you are on evading at A? That's question number one. Question number two, I kick here on the black knobby. This hurts the right side. And question number two, how ambitious White is on expanding the right side? Because yeah, this will gonna hurt. And then we come to question number three. In this shape, because the black bottom already has so many stones, White honey, White will gonna tanuki. And so White will gonna get this corner instantly. So question number three, yeah, let's say here, you were gonna pay all those. So basically, you pay all those eventually. It means this, this way, black capture that stone will be potentially sentenced since White need to cause another move so to defend. So that kick will gonna make black a lot stronger compared to if White just simply jump down. So do you want to just play Gote but keep black weak, or do you want to fight for Sunday, but the price is to make black strong? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're gonna decide: do I want to jump or kick? Okay, and here I hope I'm not only talking about this corner situation. I'm trying to give you the criteria on in general when you have to decide between jump and kick. How you're supposed to choose. Those are the questions you must ask yourself before you make decisions. Yeah, please follow this procedure. And here, let's say how strong black bottom is and how ambitious White is for the right side and the center area. They are crucial questions. Exactly. Yeah. Don't beat me. That's a very good. Yeah, that's very good. Okay. Yeah, this is a very good question. And actually, I hope in my following lecture, I'm actually hear more of these questions. But for now, okay, we are almost a half time of this lecture gone, and the first game is not done yet, and I have to accelerate a little bit. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Okay, so in the game, black feel like he has no choice but to answer this one. And then the price is White get to play this biggest one on the board. Okay. And in the game, when it comes to White play this one, Chen Yaoye's self comment is, I was all the way thinking about, is there any possibility I can get this G16? I failed. And at this moment, I already feel desperate. Okay, I have to say, you can see this is pro comment. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this game, black is Chen Yaoye from not a professional from China, and white is AlphaGo. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, so it is only at now 54, and Chen Yaoye already feel like let's say the situation is very negative, and he already feel desperate. And at this moment, okay, if you remember earlier, the top side white, that kind of 1-3-5 combination that was let's say firstly played by Dosaku, because Chen Yaoye was thinking about how to manage those moves. At this moment, Chen Yaoye has already entered the last stage of Baoyomi. So we earlier have mentioned this game is 3 times 20 seconds Baoyomi. Now he already come to the last period of Baoyomi. Okay, and as his self comment, because he is already at the last period of Baoyomi, he played this peep, and after the game, he feel very much regret about it. Okay, and the reasoning I'm gonna explain soon. And after black peep here, white nobi, black card, white block. This is a must. Okay, you might be surprised like this. Black get really good income. Why he feel regret about it? I guess you're gonna have this kind of impression, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm not sure about if you are good at memorizing shape. But okay, I want you guys to do your very best to memorize in general the bottom left corner shape. Later, I will come back here, but for now, I want you to do your best to memorize the bottom left corner this shape as much as you can. And then I'm going to show another variation that is basically what Chen Yaoye had in his mind after the game, and so we can do a comparison. Okay? I will give maybe a few seconds. So you just try your best to memorize. Okay, now I'm going to show what Chen Yaoye has suggested. Okay, so he suggested instead of this peep, he thought he should have done this Atari. So white capture, black Atari here. White will need to tiger here to live. Black Atari this one. White here, tiger, so to make eye. And then white connect here to live. Black capture and white honey. He thought black should have done like this, and this is better. And here I want to explain. I want to further explain why he believes this is better to black. He said, because like this, as for point, it is similar to what happened in the game, but the black has less RG and the black outside shape is relatively stronger. Do you understand it? Inazuma, you already see there's just 1 point difference. The correct answer is no, not 2 points. The correct answer is the difference is inside 1 point because it depends on the code. If we just talk about points, the difference is inside 1 point. Okay. I'm sorry, that I didn't know. Yeah, I think as Chen Yaoye has analyzed on this thing himself, he said the difference is inside 1 point. Yeah. So as for point, it is similar. As for point, it is similar. But do you understand why this way compared to the game like this? Black is stronger. Or let's say black has less RG. You understand it? Yeah, actually in pro games, normally the difference is relatively small. Here, the difference is also small. Firstly, here in this shape, white is forced to make this exchange, which means black get that E6 zone, yes. So that is the first difference. But the major thing is actually the second difference, and it is here. In this shape, on the left side, let's say we know there's still a code remaining, so we say in the corner, black like this will have half eye. In case, I hope you may imagine, in case in the future, if black got cut off, here black has half eye, and in the game, black just simply has 0 eye. This is the biggest difference compared to the game, and this is the major reasoning why Chen Yaoye feel regret about his peep at E2. Yeah, half-eye in pro game, it is huge because that basically means the whole fighting later is completely different. Okay, I like that description. The thing is, I'd rather use another way to explain. I'd say every day you have one meal to eat is better than you have no food at all. Yeah, because on the Go board, let's say when people are playing Go and you have a life on what they call a Go planet, everyone has very difficult life. Everyone is fighting very hard for every single cent income. So half-eye means like a meal, and a meal is huge. Yeah, I'd rather use this way than blind people. Blind people sound harsh. Okay, doesn't matter. So even though, okay, so this is already what happened in the, now you understand why Chen Yaoye feel regret about his decision. But here, well, life continues, and although that there, he lost half eye, he still has to ignore it and keep playing the biggest move. So in the game, he played the biggest move here at the bottom right corner. Yeah, that's the last big spot left on the board. Okay, and so here everything goes normal. Atari connect, and when White plays this kick, Chen Yaoye feel very much, let's say, annoyed because here he doesn't know how he exactly should answer. He's between should he just keep all his territory but give White the honey, which we're gonna allow White to enlarge the right side instantly, or should he just push up here, in which he lose some territory, but he will gonna reduce the right side. In the game, he has chosen the latter. Okay, yeah, this I can explain. Because, okay, if you say you separate there, white from there, yeah, you did separate white. Question, do you have an attacking plan on how you're going to attack that white group? How you're going to attack and what do you think you can benefit out from the attacking? Because if you do not have a plan there, I hope you notice your separation from I don't know where P14, yeah, from around P14. That's a that's a dummy move. So normally, I hope you notice. If you say I play a dummy move in order to attack, it is basically already an investment because your move itself doesn't value. Your move itself doesn't value, and later, even if you may say, from the attacking, I gain something. Never forget, earlier you have played a dummy. As an exchange, likely the opponent has played a move with some value, probably even good value, and then your income out from the attacking, you have to deduct this number. Do you understand me? Yeah, so here, normally we do not do the attacking by paying first. Paying to attack is normally dangerous. Yeah, so normally, yeah, we say we want to do attacking. Yeah, fine. Better make sure I'm doing a natural attacking, which means I am attacking the opponent while I'm naturally playing a big move anyways. Yeah, that will be a good attacking. If you say I have to intentionally play a small move or even a dummy in order to attack, that attacking will be questionable because then, yeah, can you get enough payment out from the attacking so to compensate your this investment is already a question. Yeah. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. So let's continue then. So white, yeah, so white puts down here and the black get, yeah, black just leave in the corner. And then white get to develop the right side and the black invade because black cannot allow white, the right side, to be all territory. But then, okay, we come to the moment. When white peep here, you can see earlier we have talked that much of everything has happened at the bottom left corner. Now, when this peep happens, black is in trouble. because if black just answer, then white gains. This P but black answer, white gains. And white get to develop more or less on the left center area. But here, because black that doesn't have any I-shape, black cannot possibly ignore this. Okay, well, F7 doesn't build much. The problem is if you just answer, this is a pure gain for white. It's not much, but it's free money because white didn't really cost a move. And you may say, yeah, you did gain. That's not much gain, right? So why does it matter? It doesn't matter if you are playing against me, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's fair. If it doesn't matter if you play against me, I wouldn't say this exchange we're going to decide or the winner of our game each other. But at that level, it does. Yeah. Okay. So when this pip comes, because of the early exchange black has done at the bottom left corner, here black feel troubled, but he cannot ignore this. So he has no choice in the game. He didn't do this. He tried to counter attack. And about this part, I will just show relatively fast. And he tried to attack this white, yeah, but actually he knows it's not possible for white, for black to capture this white. So in the game, eventually white get out, and black eventually still play the two dummy moves, so to connect his group. And in the game, when white counter attack here, you can see black has group A in the center that is not alive, group B on the red side that is not alive. So basically, and here black is definitely already slightly behind on points. So this is a game actually is already hopeless to black. And Chang Yao's self-comment, and here he said, at this moment, this game is hopeless. And I want to tell you one thing funny. At the end of the game, this game, it is AlphaGo's victory, but AlphaGo won by 4.5. Just from the number, it doesn't sound like the game is kind of end here, especially now it's just move 98. They actually played till the end. But yeah, I believe you probably have heard about it already, that when AlphaGo for sure wins his game, he stopped playing accurately. So for example, it can easily be like in user, he gave away something just to ensure his victory. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so the final number, Chang Yao lost by 4.5, doesn't really tell us much. Okay, so to conclude this, I'm sorry. How to respond to R11? Locally. Sorry, one moment. I'm sorry, I'd better keep this one. Okay, how to attack this one locally? How should I say that? Okay, so here it actually depends on your goal. Your goal here, and yeah, okay. So in general, you have two directions. One is, yeah, you can see when black invade here, black next one can came. So to not only take away some of white territory, but also get black himself some I shape on the side. Yeah, so that's one direction. The other direction is he can actually get out from here. So we say to a big group, if I can get enough space in the local area, so to make I shapes, that is called this group is alive. Or if I get out and I get to escape and the opponent has no way to seal me in, that is also what we call, in practice, this group is alive. And let's say as Go player, we need to do our best to treat those two ways of living equally. They are both called black is alive. All right, so here, because they are the two directions, then basically, yes, what a cap, so to get the center influence is one way if you have some intentions of making the center. Or you may also, for example, either kick here, pillar here, or jump here in order to defend that area and so to push black out. That's another way. Well, I have to say, in this case, center. I mean, I didn't see anything clearly in the center yet because normally center, you need to actually evaluate the number of high stones that affect the board. You can see black actually have some high stone here that make white making center rather difficult. So here, if you ask me, I would just kick and jump. Yeah, so get the side first and give black pressure. You may also consider to came here, so to try to connect those stones together, and then center will have something, not much, but you will have something. Yeah, but the thing is, if you leave the side open, black will gonna play that slide at A, and black will gonna leave. If black leaves there, you will no longer be able to attack. Yeah, the side itself is small, but then black is alive. Think about it. It's not about points, it's about base, correct? Okay, I guess about this, it is understandable. Okay, thanks. Okay, so basically, when we conclude about this game, Chen Yaoye believed, let's say, he has no idea on how exactly he's supposed to manage about this 1-3-5. Is his reasoning to lose this game mainly, and still so far he has no idea how to manage. And about the black mistake we have mentioned, okay, and about Chen Yaoye's mistake, I hope we will never gonna forget. This kind of push cannot easily be done because here, this is, yeah, let's say if you do not push, it prevent white to keep at B7, then, yeah, we have a B3 possibility. This is actually something has written on textbook. It says, useful not to easily push at B4 because first, white dare not peep at B7, and second, you yourself play at B7 can be sent in the future. That is good for your I shape. And here, in this case, Chen Yaoye neglected that. And this is actually a big mistake. And about the second one, yeah, about this peep, it is relatively advanced. That is about a small difference, half Y. Yeah, but those kind of, yeah, those mistakes combined together, finally, in this game, when white come to peep here, there is a consequence. Okay, I think about this game, we are in general clear. Because if we are, I'd like we move on to the next game because I have prepared 3 games. I think today we can only manage to finish 2 games. Okay, sure. Yeah. So now let's move on to the second game. And the second game, as you can see here in the note, so black is another Chinese young player, is the Mi Yuting. And yeah, so here, this is his game against AlphaGo. And in this game, it is, so first, the time setting is 3 times 30 seconds. And if you have your own collection, this is the Masters game 29. Okay, yeah, so now I'm gonna start. Okay, and the first, yeah, this is the, yeah, in this game is also self-commented by Mi Yuting himself. And in the game, he played this shoulder. Yes, this self-comment, I want to tell because this is a reminder actually to all of us. Mi Yuting said he played this move because he want to imitate how the AIs play. Because he noticed the AI play this kind of shoulder a lot, so he's imitating. But he said this move is specifically prepared to play against the AI. He himself doesn't know why this move is good, and if playing against a human, he wouldn't play this one. I guess, yeah, so here, although I'm showing the in this game, I guess Mi Yuting has already given us a clear signal that he suggests us not to use this move unless we have some clear idea about what we are doing. Okay, I guess that's clear. All right, okay, so let's move on then. So I think he probably expect to see how AI will gonna this shoulder. So yeah, there is some kind of testing intention. Yes. Unfortunately, in this game, his answer is what doesn't answer him. Well, actually, that's not bad because then he got an answer. The answer, yeah. So to AI, the answer is not to answer this. Yes. So he got something. Okay, but doesn't matter. Next move is actually a little bit funny because in the game, Meeting played this Ogema. Okay, and when he played this Ogema, his explanation was, we know that normally here people play Kema. No, he actually, let's say if he play against a human, he would play this Kema. But he's afraid AlphaGo will gonna shoulder him. That's his explanation. And that is the reasoning. So to prevent the AlphaGo will gonna shoulder him, he played Ogema instead. Yeah, it is kind of like funny answer. But okay, I have to say after the game, yeah, this is another thing that we're gonna probably surprise all. After the game, he believed this is this is already his first mistake in the game, and this caused some damage. Okay, and the reasoning is simple. So in the game, white take corner, yeah. Okay, and when white push here, black choose to tiger. This is one of the possible Joseki, and then white just simply kick here, and white in the game honey, Atari capture. End of variation. So basically, this variation is like white take over the corner, and black take the outside influence. However, I hope you notice this outside influence. First, there's a cutting point. And the second, white has those two stones. Those two stones is not doing nothing. Those two stones more or less restrict the black influence there. So black shape locally is slightly over concentrated. So as a Meeting's idea, this black is a little bit inefficient. So he feel regret about this N3. He said he shouldn't have played this N3. So earlier, I mean, this Ogema. And yeah, so white also has sent as you have mentioned. So white can actually further do something so to limit black. But okay, I just want to say this is his reasoning why he believed N3 was a mistake. Yeah. Okay, but there will be more. Okay, and the next game, next move is also a relatively surprising move. Yeah, but okay, I have to tell. So here, Meeting believe this is a negative result. But for example, if this shape happens in any of our game, if we imagine our opponent is around the same level as ourselves, I would say the game haven't started yet, because this one is about even. I would comment like this if this is our game, and once again, so the difference is only shown at this level. Yeah, so to a pro, this might be something that make him sad already, but to us, it may not matter. Okay, but doesn't matter. So next move is another surprise, because in the game, AlphaGo plays this move. And this is the move. Okay, first I will show what happened in this corner. So AlphaGo just easily played all those exchange, which, yeah, we know that initially on the top right corner, that was an Ogema Shimari, which means that corner is not the black territory yet. And after all those exchange, basically that corner became black territory. So while those exchange actually lost a lot of points. So normally to us, we say we shouldn't use it too easily, but AlphaGo did it. and it's mainly for like this. Then he plays this extension. Okay, we have, I think in one of our lectures in the past, we have talked a little bit about Sabaki, right? Yeah, I think we have talked about Sabaki. And when we say Sabaki, it is important for you have a relatively flexible shape that almost everything can be separated and can be captured. But the opponent can only capture your stones kind of like one by one. And here you can see this right side, there are two obvious cutting points, but it is exactly that kind of shape. Black can cut at Q15 and then aiming to capture either the two stone there at Q16 or the one stone at R15. But it doesn't matter. And black can always cut at Q8, aiming to get that Q7 stone or to capture that R8 stone. Still, white doesn't care. So here, this is a light shape. Yeah. Yeah, so here, this is light. When we say what is light, white, this shape is light. It's because white say, you can capture my anything, and if you want to capture, please take your time, capture it one by one. And they are all light to me, I don't care. So basically, then we know that since that is really inefficient, black wouldn't do that, right? Then you look at the whole board here. This is only move 32. Black has top right corner, solid territory. Black has some influence at the bottom right, strong shape, but that can hardly be expanded to anything too big. Then, how much black territory? Yeah, how much territory black we're gonna have at the end of the game as your prediction, like this? It doesn't look like it will be too much, right? Okay, please never forget, in Go game, normally if you say, okay, I don't have too much territory in this game as how it look like. There's an important question we need to ask. Are you white or black? Because if you are white, you say, I don't have much territory, it may not matter too much because you have a common. Yeah, you have a common, and so that common can actually make the number relatively bigger. But if you are black and you say, I don't have much territory, that can easily be a problem because you already do not have much territory. And then when we compare your territory against the white, we need to deduct common. Then your number is even smaller. How can you know? How can you win then? Yeah, so normally if we say black has limited territory, it is really problematic. And this board situation is already like that. Okay, I guess this is clear. Yeah. All right. So here, like this already become a difficult game to black after those moves. And basically, Meeting said it is all his fault. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on. So in the game, black push here and here. Let's say this refers to a judgment because on the top side, black has this kind of strong shape, but it's a low position. So compared to the top side, left side values more. So in this game, AlphaGo didn't hesitate, but chose to take the left. And then it is inevitable it comes to a large avalanche. And in the game, white turn from here, this is actually relatively rare. And in the game, also white attack from here, which is not very common, but in this situation, it's mainly because another Joseki variation will be white not be here, the black tiger here, and Atari, and double honey, black turn here, Atari, and connect. So this is a variation. Black takes the left side territory and white get the outside influence. But as you can see, white this outside influence is facing to this strong shape. That is the reasoning why here white will definitely not choose this variation because here it is against the circumstances. Yeah, so in the game, white choose to Atari from here. So to push on the second line in order to capture black corner. And in this game, white played this honey as muting self-comment. He said he has never seen anyone play this honey. After the game, he thought it over. He still doesn't understand why this move is anything good. His conclusion is this one probably is not so good, and if he played white, he still wouldn't play this move in the future. So this is probably the first move we heard from the professional players. They basically do not really they are not very much impressed by AlphaGo's move. Okay, so black jump here. And so, yeah, white push those. Okay, now it comes to something very surprising. So here, at this moment, it is move 55. And at move 55, black and white push there. Black next move is knobby. It is very normal, right? And the meeting said he feel very much regret about this move, and to him, this is his second problematic move, and this is a simple mistake. Okay, the reasoning is no, it's not about that. Okay, the reasoning is a relatively reasoning, but after my explanation, I believe you can understand it. But please be patient and let me explain. All right. So here, meeting said here obviously he should have done this Atari. White capture, black connect. White honey here, capture, connect the Hinobi, and then white Atari. He said black should have obviously done this. The reasoning is like this. And first, okay, I hope you can memorize this shape on the top left corner. Just try your best. Mainly, no need to be inside the corner, outside. Can you memorize it? And then we can do a comparison. Clear? Can I move on? Do you have the shape outside now? Okay. So in the game, he did this one and white knobby. Okay, I can tell you the major difference between those two shapes is in that variation, black has a stone here. In the other variation, black has a stone there at the triangle spot. And when black has a stone at the triangle spot, in this variation, he said like this, black can tanuki and the black can actually get this big spot because I do not need to add a move, so to limit white those center two stones. And in the game, when it comes to white knobby, he feel like there in that area, on the top left area, because black doesn't have that triangle stone, his shape is relatively weak. He is forced to add a move in order to restrict white that outside two stones, which caused a consequence that he failed in Gote and white get this biggest move on the board. Yeah, I can. You can see the difference is that black has a stone there. This kind of small difference, and it eventually become a move difference. Yes. So you can see this is a big difference, but I believe it is in general understandable about why black has a move there at E15, and then black feel like his shape is stronger, and in the other way he feel like it is weaker. I guess this is understandable, right? Yeah, as you can see here, black shape is stronger, so black doesn't vary too much, and in this kind of shape, black does vary. Yeah, so here it is a move difference. So initially we already know that after the red side, black already feel negative. Now the situation becomes worse. Okay, and then after that, this honey is black sunny. It doesn't matter. And then black plays this extension. Look like this is the last relatively empty area on the board. But as muting self comment, This move is his third mistake. And after this move, basically the game is gone. And the reasoning is simple. No. Here he said he has no choice but to shoulder. So to work the whole board influence together, because this is Black's last hope of getting any big territory. Yes. And in the game, when he played here, he actually believed opportunity later to came still. But what he didn't expect is in the game, while push here, this push is actually important. Okay, today we don't have much time, so I will relatively simple explain about this push. This push is actually a big move because if white doesn't push and give black this turn, this black turn is kind of like silly. If white doesn't answer in the corner, as my study with my German students, this corner will become a second. Yeah, which means this turning at B9 is not absolutely sent to black, but it is a big move. Second, yes. And so in the game, after white push black Nobi, then B8 will never be black Senate because this corner is absolutely captured. So basically, white push there to take away black Senate towards the side, but give black more influence in the center. This is basically the trade. And then white kick here and the black tiger. This exchange, white get something slightly more on the top side, which once again give black more center influence. Okay, so basically white made two exchanges that he got a more solid point in which he gave black more influence because he has prepared. Now it's my center. I'm gonna reduce black center influence. So to balance it. Yeah, this is the AlphaGo's judgment. This is something I would say to us, this is something impossible. How can we possibly have this kind of clear judgment? Yeah, but AlphaGo has this kind of judgment. I just take points first, and then I play high position to balance it. Yeah, basically, the moment when Miyuting sees this move, he feels like this is really difficult game now. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. And actually, yeah, okay. If our members do not mind, we're just gonna talk about all the three games, and then let's see how much time we have left, and we're gonna do the Q&A part. Let's maybe just do like this. Okay, sure. Yeah, so we may just continue. In that case, also no rush. Yeah, I believe you guys are interested in this kind of ideas from AlphaGo, so we can talk slightly more into detail, just slightly, because it's difficult. Okay, so after white came out here, Miyuting already feel like this game is kind of very difficult, but he still has to continue. So here he just take part of the corner. But white get this game. You can see white here because black has the left side influence, and white work starting from this G5 and this KM is to make sure black left side that influence is isolated. It is only some sort of structure itself. Then it won't be too big. So he get those two settings and then he press here. And yeah, here AlphaGo played some relatively simple shape. So to make this shape done, and white get a relatively strong shape, and he got center in order to play this two space jump. So to further limit black that center. Also, he's threatening if you do not answer, I'm gonna run out. So black has no choice but to defend and get some points there. And you can see once again, yeah. I'm not sure if you notice this, this kind of phenomenon. How come it's always his center? Yeah, this is something. If I were black, I will be very much annoyed. How come it's always his center? And then here you can see here it is once again white center, and white get to play the red side, the biggest move. Yeah, it's always his center. And yeah, black kick here to get some benefit against white I shape. He attack here, and then finally black say, okay, now it's I can get something I want. So he made this one. So all the way here, finally black invade there, take away part of, get those 3 stones. Locally, this is some of white income, some of black income, but as meeting self-comment, this income can hardly compensate for the early loss. Okay, so this is move 99, and as meetings comment from here, starting from this card, he said our game enters user. I'd rather, yeah, that is I mean, that is a phenomenon you see, but I'd rather translate it to, let's say, it's not about points or influence, or let's say, not like territory, more those kind of division we have. I'd rather translate it to, after AlphaGo get early game leading, he want to take away the uncertainty from the game. So somewhere that he cannot really see clearly, he makes things in general certain quickly. Yeah, in that way, because he got an early game leading. So if everything is certain, he has a certain leading till the end. Rather than I got the early game leading, but there's something we do not know what may happen next. That we're gonna leave the opponent opportunity. That is a very common phenomenon for the those kind of game where one side is leading, but at the end the game turned around. It's because of uncertainty. So AlphaGo is trying to take away uncertainty in general. Okay. Once again, it is because yeah, you can see in all the games here against the professional players, he got an early lead in the game, and when he get an early lead, I mean that will be the case for everyone of us too. When you get leading in the game, do you want to enter those kind of complicated situations that you cannot see clearly? To every one of us, we're gonna do the same thing as he does, or we want to at least to simplify the situation to make sure everything we can see it clearly. Everything is our hand till the end. Then we get a safe win. That's basically what we want to do too. Just AlphaGo is meant to do this kind of thing accurately. Yeah, that is why earlier I kept emphasizing uncertainty. So basically, his way after leading is to reduce uncertainty. I am really interested to see if there's one game AlphaGo in the early game was behind, even slightly behind, then how he will gonna increase the uncertainty in his game. That will be very fun to watch because so far we can see all the game is he got the early game lead and then he take away the uncertainty. Yeah, yeah, you can say that. And you know that DeepMind has already announced that now they already have the AlphaGo 2.0 version. So that version is actually different from this version. This version AlphaGo has played against the human in those 60 games. It is still a product after AlphaGo has studied from the human keyframes and then does some deep studies himself. And now the AlphaGo 2.0 version is basically he has already abandoned the human keyframes and he only studies by himself to develop. I'm saying that so far he is already far leading against the human in Fusaki. I'm curious about if there's when we see AlphaGo 2.0 version, when he plays that Fusaki, what it can be, because that can be once again completely different. It will be beyond our imagination about Fusaki. It can be, I mean, a potential revolution. But okay, so far, yeah, everything about AlphaGo 2.0, it is just the description from DeepMind, and we have never seen any keyframe yet. Anyways, okay, let's maybe continue here. So here he said starting from here, it is basically U set. And about U set, there's only one thing to talk about. So white not be here, so to separate black and attack black on the red side. And the black, of course, doesn't want to just leave by S7. So in the game, black push up and cut. And starting from this cut, in the game, yeah, you can see it is very straightforward. So basically, black just push forward all the way. And here, meeting has, yeah, in his self-comment, meeting used some very Chinese language. And okay, I will first translate, and I will also, let's say, as my understanding on Chinese, I will explain. So here he said, in the game, after the cut, I have to push from the behind, all those ways push. So white get a wall outside, I get a wall inside. This exchange may not be my benefit. Okay, here he said, this trade may not be my benefit because I played a wall inside, he played a wall on the outside. So as for value, it should benefit him. That's what he said. But he used the language as it may not be my benefit, which he didn't say directly as it is bad to black. It's mainly because after all, after black has that wall, initially I hope you notice at the bottom, it is supposed to be black honey, white block, white kick, black connect, those exchange. So that is supposed to be white sending. And here, after all, black get to play those two moves as let's say this is also black sending move now. So basically, black get to gain from there. And also in the future, black also has a peep here. So to take away white potential around this area. So that is what black gained. What he paid is the future potential around the center. So he said, I get something, I lost something. And in total, it may not be again. He actually meant exactly what he said. He said, this may not be good, but also he meant it also may not be bad. That's the abstract Chinese language he used as this way. I just push from behind all the way. It may not be a good variation to me. I hope I explained clearly because here, this is Chinese language. It's not easy. Okay. Yeah, so after all, he get to get that user and also reduce the value of white bottom. But then white, this move is pretty sharp. Yeah, white, this move to reduce is pretty sharp because here white is once again aiming at to run out of those two stones while white is trying to enlarge the center. And in the game, black has to defend this one. White honey try to further reduce it. In the game, black cut so to reduce some of white center and then go back here. But this also means you can see this stone is basically on white hand. So white can capture it anytime. So white here, white already get something here by reducing black center in center. And now once again, yeah, did you see that? Once again, it's his center. And then he get to play this last big move on the side. Yeah, it's always his name, and he always get those kind of last big move. Okay, basically, Meeting said when the game come over here, it is clearly I lost the game, and he stopped the comment here. And once again, this game at the end, it is white won by half point. White only won by half point, but the meeting basically said here I lost the game. So I think at this moment, at least, the margin is far more than half point. But let's say, yeah, we already know about AlphaGo. He doesn't play accurately starting from here because he's clearly leading and he just wants to win it. Yeah. So half point itself doesn't really tell us much. But okay, so yeah, basically this is a game. And let's say if we conclude, so this one is a mistake because that caused the black entire red side to become relatively inefficient and the black already can hardly become anything big. This is the first mistake. The second mistake is pretty surprising on the left side. Sorry. I'm sorry, KDS stocks. Okay, now it says. Yeah, on the left side, this knob is a mistake, and according to meeting, this is a simple mistake because he failed to get that empty triangle. That triangle spot. So to enhance his center, which caused him losing a move, and this is a huge difference. Yeah, and you can see actually to most of us, one just put on the second line and answer. So what? To professional players, this is a simple and obvious mistake that he shouldn't have made. And finally, he said, this extension, which he ignored the value of center and basically gave white the opportunity to actually take center to reduce his center influence first. After this, as he said, this game is already hopeless. So basically, he concluded in this game he had made those three major mistakes, and to white didn't do anything wrong. That's basically his self-comment. I believe your question is not doing this. I want to tell you, yeah, if you say you're not gonna do this, please remember your move is still not this one. Your move is supposed to be this approach. Because here, I want you to think about it. You're gonna play this move and play another move in the corner in order to make it stacky, which means you give white two moves in a row outside. Then that stacky is pretty small. And that is why this turn, black doesn't play it easily because it's not absolute center. Things, let's say in this kind of this kind of game that is relatively open everywhere, to make that corner stacky is not the biggest. Yes, it needs one more move. If you say you can make that corner stacky in center, I would say this one is pretty big because this one means white will have to answer. The problem is that is a gote stacky. You will need to play another move in order to make it stacky. So you will cost two moves and only make it stacky. Well, you're gonna give white two moves in a row outside. It's too much. Okay, I believe that's clear. Okay. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's everything of this game against me. And I hope, yeah, let's say, we normally say small difference decides the game. And here, about this Nobby, and he said he should have attack here first in order to get this spot. Yeah, in order to get this spot, this small difference, I hope you can feel it. And in your future games, yeah, when you play by yourself, you are gonna concern about small difference. And yeah, I'm not sure how many of you are playing currently on GoQuest. Yeah, that is a server that people plays 9x9 games, and I would say that is actually the best area where you can practice to care about small difference. Because normally on a 19x19 game, you say, I care about small difference. Finally, I die a group, I lose a game. So what? Small difference doesn't matter. I want to tell you, when you play on 9x9 game, however, just a very tiny difference will gonna decide the game. And that is why that is the best area if you want to practice, to be careful, to be accurate. Okay, that is one suggestion I want to give, is because we are talking about this top left corner, small difference. Okay, I guess about this game is clear. Okay, and if there's no further question, I'm going to it. Okay. So third game is once again AlphaGo is black, and he's playing against Tao Weijing, who was the Ying's Cup winner last year by beating Li Zelo by 3 against 2. And this is a game, if you have the collection of monsters game, this is game 30. The time setting is 3 times 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Talk to you later then. See you. Okay, so here, yeah, this is a third game, and in this game, in Tang Weixing's self-comment, Tang Weixing has specifically mentioned several times that he played this game against AlphaGo, but he actually really wish he could have the opportunity to review the game with AlphaGo. Even if AlphaGo may not be able to speak, he wish AlphaGo may actually show some statistics, some numbers, and so that can actually help him out to actually find out what's supposed to be the best move in some local area. Yeah, so later we're going to see about some of his questions or his dilemmas. Okay. Yeah, so once again, yeah, Tang Weijing is black and AlphaGo is white. And here, he played this one, and as his self-comment, he said, I'm sorry, without too much detail, because he refused to give too much detail. Yeah, Tang Weijing, yes. Yeah, he expected AlphaGo to answer here, and so he was gonna play the Kobayashi Fusaki here at the bottom. He refused to reveal any detail. I think it's because although this didn't really happen in this game against AlphaGo, he has some setup against other human players, and in order to use it against other human players, he doesn't tell us what exactly his setup here is. So he just said, I had a setup. Unfortunately, AlphaGo didn't come over here, and in the game, he just directly approached. Yeah, and this is some from some other pros, and yeah, they say it looks like when AlphaGo play his Fusaki, he intentionally prevent to play those kind of Fusaki. People have some sort of specific setup, and this game is like that. So he just plays simple moves, so to prevent those kind of famous Fusaki, that is. So, okay, to answer one of the earlier questions, you guys have mentioned about mini Chinese, micro Chinese, those kind of stuff, right? And those kind of stuff also requires when black approach, for example, at f3, white cooperate, then those kind of things can happen. And so far, those kind of variation has never happened in AlphaGo against the human pros yet. I suppose AlphaGo has already prepared. Those kind of variation will not gonna happen. Yeah, so that is just the answer, because some of you have. So Chinese Fusaki doesn't look so good against AlphaGo. How about we try some mini Chinese, micro Chinese, those kind of stuff? Well, here Tang Weijing wants to use Kobayashi. Failed. Why? Because AlphaGo refused to play. Okay, yeah. Let's continue. Yeah, so considered I dare not say that. Yeah, that is a very good assumption, but that's there's also could also be because, I mean, in Fusaki normally when black play corner, white is supposed to also occupy the empty corners. That is normally what we do. So if we have to do like this, there's no way to prevent black Chinese Fusaki. I understand what you mean. But for others, you can. Yeah, but that is my assumption. I actually don't know. Okay, doesn't matter. Consider the black approach at the corner, and the white didn't answer. So here it's natural that the black plays the double approach. Yeah, so here it comes to this variation. And nowadays, if you review game, this attachment is more popular than just a push at c5. And I hope you won't ask me why, because the popularity is only about fashion. It's just about, Jeff, why you specifically want to wear this jacket today? I don't know. Yeah, I have several jackets in my, there I can choose, but I pick this one is because maybe, people recently wear this kind of thing on the street often. That is called fashion. And people play this kind of attachment often. It's also fashion. I don't think there's any specific reason. Okay, so yeah, black attach here. Yeah, white honey. Okay, and here inside Tang Weixing comment, Tang Weixing feel pretty confused when white connected here because as the modern Fusaki, let's say people normally tiger here instead. And yeah, tiger here is mainly for normally when black put here, it doesn't matter. We're gonna not be this one anyway. So we give up the two and control the bottom. And that tiger compared to in the game what white did here. Sorry. Yeah, in the game, white connect here. So first is better as for the bottom side, U side. Yeah, you can imagine if black Kosumi here, white block. So white would rather earlier already have played this one and skip this move. So that's the first difference. And the second difference is, in case honey here and double honey, in the future, there can be a co-possibility. But if, as the other variation, this thing has been tigered, then this code doesn't make any sense because it doesn't threat white any. So in theory, we say the modern Fusaki, this tiger is slightly better than the connection. And the Tang Weixing doesn't understand why white chose to connect this one. And I have asked my pro friends about their opinion here. They insist this tiger is better. About why white play here, they have no idea. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this one, I have to say, I can't explain because my pro friend cannot explain. Yeah, but anyways, so in the game, he still plays AlphaGo plays this connection. And when it comes to this situation, when AlphaGo has chosen the old way, just to connect here, that confused Tang Weixing a little bit, and Tang Weixing has considered, let's say, different choices, and his choice at that time he was thinking about, should I maybe tiger here or should I maybe Kosumi here? That was his choice at that time in the game, and they don't have let's say a clear conclusion A and B which one is better. So I guess they are both playable. Yeah, so they are both fine. But the confusing part is, in the game, Tang Weixing has chosen neither. Instead, Tang Weixing plays this extension. Yeah, this is one thing I don't understand. So if your choice is between A and B, why at the end you decide to play at C? Yeah, this is something I don't understand. Let's say he doesn't know between A and B which one. Yeah, that is actually the case. And after the game, they have compared a lot. Let's say Tang Weixing and his friend, his professional professional friends, they have compared a lot on this, and finally they still have no idea between those two which one is better. Yeah, between those two. The problem is why he decided to play this, and this move, this extension, which looks pretty normal to us. This move was considered as a first mistake. And his explanation is, well, I was in Miami, there's not too much time, and at that time it's difficult to actually judge clearly, and that caused this mistake. And he further explained, the major problem of this move is I played one move, but I didn't really get rid of all the problems clearly. And the problem is mainly, I can explain, it's about in the future, not now. In the future, this cut. Yeah, when this cut happens, basically black has two ways to answer. Number one, it will be you are target from here and get a connection. This is normally the right way. But when this way happens, it means, I hope you can imagine, Black in the future can hardly push here because then you just give white the honey, and so white at the bottom will be even stronger. And because of this, you can imagine white will gonna control the bottom. Yeah, because white actually has a lot of influence, even without protecting those two stones next. So this is the first version, and this is the normal version. Yeah, you might question about why you can capture the two but you don't. Well, this is actually a worse one because here, first, this Atari is white Sunday, and the second, more problematic part is this connection is white Sunday. This connection is white Sunday, which means white both of them even stronger. So either way, because of that cut, white get to control the bottom because white, it means white shape become a lot stronger and white has influence. So initially, Tang Weixing's thought was, if I have tiger here, white can only shoulder this one. But in the game, because he has played this extension, in the game, white get to pincer this because white shape is actually a lot stronger because of that cut. And this is, let's say, in the game, he didn't really consider. And when he was in the game, this pincer was out of his expectation. Yeah, I guess about why C10. He thinks C10 is not so good. I hope this is clear. I have to say the difference is not so big, but I hope you can feel the difference. Yes, it's always the case. And those details, when we play game, it may not matter. To be honest, here, C10 is wrong. If, for example, I'm playing a tournament game and somebody tell me, I play C10, C10 is wrong, I say, you are ridiculous. I will answer, yeah, you are being ridiculous. That can't possibly be wrong. But here, Tang Weijing said it is wrong. Okay, and here I hope you understand why he said this wrong. But okay, in the game, he didn't really realize how wrong that C10 is. And because of that, I'm sorry. Yes, exactly. Ah, okay. Sure. Yeah, let's talk more later then. See you. Okay, yeah, let's continue then. But okay, earlier, yeah, I have mentioned that is in the game. Let's say he thought afterwards that C10 was wrong, and so yeah, it's because of that. But during the game, he didn't really expect that. Especially, he didn't really expect the white pincer here. He thought the white can only shoulder at G4, just like earlier if black has tiger. And because of that, in the game, his reaction is he directly came out and directly get that stone out to fight. Okay. Okay, so here he directly get that stone out and white push here. When this turn happens, Tang Weijing feels something is going wrong because he has no choice but to play this nobby and white this turning and black this nobby exchange is really painful because here black forced himself to play a bad shape. And he has to because you know that if here he has played this one, this peep means it's an even worse shape. Yeah, so he feel like he has no choice but to play this shape. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, this will be the question. Okay, this one looks better. This one looks better, but this one is an even worse shape. The even worse shape will be okay. First, in the game, white answer this connection. I want to tell you, if you do like this, white will still connect. And why this one is an even worse shape is mainly because so white will still connect here. In the future, if white come to peep, this peep is very annoying because if you say, okay, I will probably show a little bit. When white peep here, you say, I don't care. Then this honey and push through, that stone is captured. And so if you say, I have to care about that, how? Yeah, so here, if you have to play like this, then basically you give white a move there for free. And a move outside is far more important than one inside. So here, this is already the best move he can get, because although it is a very embarrassing shape, at least he didn't leave white any useful forcing move outside. Yes, but this time that one move difference, you'd better see that one move means here, you need to see this one and the falling, this honey, and the related push. Yeah, once again, detail matters. Yeah. So here, this one is actually a worse shape, although, yeah, this one, I don't need to ask my professional friends. This one I can directly explain. So here, Tang Weijing already tried his very best to actually find the best shape here, although it is pretty painful and ugly. Okay, but here actually he has prepared, because when here, yeah, white connect here, and he thought, okay, I have a weak group at the bottom, but how you can attack it? Also, yeah, you have some influence on the left side too. That also give me more pressure to my bottom group. But so what? Those are his questions here. So at this moment, he didn't realize the crisis is coming to him. He still feel more or less happy. So here he played two space extension, which is a big move itself. And he is asking what? Okay, I have a big group there. Attack it. How are you gonna do it? And as his self comment, he is saying at this moment, he is actually kind of happy by getting the big moves. Well, he want to actually test AlphaGo's attacking ability. And yeah, it's supposed to be fine. But the thing is, yeah, he's testing AlphaGo's. The problem is AlphaGo cannot really hear about his challenge. AlphaGo only does the correct attacking he knows, and that basically shocked Tang Weijing in this game, and that is a very good technique. Yeah, we're gonna see it soon. So in the game, yeah, when this happens, yeah, that's a few moves, no surprising, but push out and came up. Yeah, so to keep attacking. Next move is the move Tang Weijing feel very regret about, and because he played this one, and here his intention is on the left side I have a cutting point, and if you cut there, that is my loss. Here I play this move. What you can do against my bottom? I can't see it, so I just get another big bunch of money into my pocket, just like N3. What you can do? He's asking AlphaGo this question again. And this is the move he feel very much regret about. After the game, he thought it over. Oh, I'd better still just jump out. Then, if this can't happen, fine, I just endure this. Or if AlphaGo here come to climb here, fine, I just endure this. Like this is still a long game. This is the Tang Weijing's self-comment. But in the game, yeah, he didn't really realize how big a consequence it will be after this one. So in the game, he played this move that afterwards he feel very regret about. This is his self-comment. I have to say, this is a self-comment I have read so many times. When the first time when I read about Tang Weijing feel like he feel regret about this move, I didn't understand at all. Because here, let's say to me, why this is problematic? Because next move white can only cap. I just go. What can white do? I didn't see it. I have a similar opinion as Tang Weijing's opinion in the game. I didn't see it. Yeah, but see here the thing is, Tang Weijing also didn't following punishment. Yeah, and we will see why the punishment very soon. So here, yeah, let's say after white play that move, after black played that Nobi, first white played this exchange, so to take away black I shape at the bottom, and then white played a few exchange at the bottom right, so to enhance the bottom right corner group, and the next move is let's say the most exciting move in this entire game, and I want to specifically introduce this move. It is this attachment. Yeah, this attachment basically destroyed the Tang Weijing more or less. Do you understand it? I guess you probably do not understand it, right? Okay, I will give you a little bit of time, and I want to see a few reactions at least. Do you understand this attachment? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But once again, detail matters. Detail matters. You need to see the detail difference. Yes, perfect. Okay, now you get it. If black answer, here, what we're going to cut. And if black answers here, this honey will be white sending, and this is a huge, because if this honey sending, white at the bottom left corner is alive already, and yeah, let's say white also benefit on points. This is already a big difference at their level. And if black honey from here, now there's a difference, because here push, you can see the difference here. White actually have a stone at the E8 if black doesn't answer at the E8 itself. So it is separated. Is this clear? Or do you want me to show a few more moves? So here, if black block, cut here. Yeah, like this, obviously black is still in because of this cut. And if white said, black say, I can get out by doing this one, obviously you can't, because this entire is in. That is the difference. I guess this is probably not difficult to see, but rather, I mean, the understanding on why this honey is a big benefit, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, but this honey is a huge benefit. It's mainly because after this one, not only why the benefit as for you said, but also why the corner is alive. Why the corner is alive is a major gain. So here, let's say that attachment, it is related to this cut, and that is actually one intention. And this is something Tang Weijing missed in the game. And Tang Weijing said, this is a fast game, so he didn't see this move. But if this is a slow game, he should be able to find this out. And if so, he wouldn't have chosen earlier this lobby. So when this happens, and Tang Weijing didn't really think good. So in the game, he played this honey as counterattack instead. Yeah. So here, this is what he did in the game. But here, actually, no matter what he does, it won't be so good because in the game, white cut here anyway, and when black is forced to attack from here, white has already gained, as I have mentioned, this already ensures this honey is white sending and white corner is already alive. So, Tang Weijing's self comment here, I want to translate. Tang Weijing's self comment is, when white cut and black is forced to attack from this direction, black lost a lot. This black lost a lot. That's his self comment. And he said, after white played this attachment, which is the most exciting move in this game, black already lost. The following game, black lost his reason. Yeah, in the following game. I'm not sure if you understand. He lost his reason. Do you know what that means? So black doesn't know exactly how he should manage his plans after. Okay, is that clear? If so, I'm gonna move forward. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this exchange, white has already gained a lot, and in the game, so white cap here. So to force black, so to see black answer. In the game, black still wants to get a relatively comfortable shape. So to get a connection, so black plays this attachment. And it costs white a counterattack by this running. And you may not understand why this is a counterattack. So this move actually white is actually asking for more than just b4 honey. So basically he is saying like this. He also want to turn at b8. Later I'm gonna show. He also want to turn at b8, so to use black shortage of liberty shape. Okay, and normally if this shape is without any other consideration, normally black should have answered like this, so to get more points. But here, because it refers to liberty, black has no choice but to answer this one. And when black has to answer at answer here on this side, black further lost something. Because here, this move basically means it ensures white will gonna get a b8 instantly, and white still keeps his interest at b4. Okay, but now the most important thing, I guess, to us is not about how much black has suffered here. It is mainly about why b8 matters. But anyways, so here, let's say I have asked another player about his opinion about this game. Here, his opinion is Tang Wei thinks this block is actually unacceptable. And here, he suggests black climb here to counterattack. Let white capture this one, and so like this, he can get to control the outside. So although like this, black lost a lot as for territory. After all, he gets the outside influence, and the burden is gone. He said, like this. This could be a longer game. This is what I have asked from another professor. Okay, so but in the game, Tang Wei chose to endure this one. And in the game, so this honey happened, Atari here, and then white white chose to turn here. When white chose to turn here, let's say here, Tang Wei Jing's self comment is, I can't continue this game anymore. You don't understand this, right? So what's wrong? I'm just gonna answer here. You may say there's nothing wrong, right? The problem is here. Okay, I'm gonna show a bit more. White cut this one. When white cut this one, you can see because this Atari Senate, white actually have a stone. So there's already no way for black to capture that G7 stone. So black can only Atari from here and run out this one. But then white push here. If you insist on saving this stone, white run here, you save the two, white turn here, black bottom is all captured. This is clear, right? And if you say, I need to keep that stone keep that stone separated, you have to endure this capture instantly. To professional players, this game is dead. If you have to endure white capture this stone instantly. Because this is the white free benefit and it's too much. So this is the reasoning when white played this turning here. Tang Wei Xing's reaction is this game cannot be played anymore. I hope you may more or less understand after I showed this variation. This is a big benefit. Even let's say even at my level, this is benefit. Difference will be to professional player. If this thing happens to them, this game cannot be. To me, after this happens, well, this game becomes difficult to black. I guess that's the difference. All right. Okay. So I guess if you understand, I'm gonna continue, and that is why, when white play here, black feel like there's no way to continue, and locally he didn't really find any good move. So his decision in the game is he honey here first. Well, I don't think so. I mean, it definitely makes it, but probably you can. You say I can bear it unless the game. Okay, but doesn't matter. So in the game, what just honey black chose to let that stone, so to manage the bottom group first. And in the game, he has he played like this is mainly for Tang Weixing believe like this. If white just choose to capture this one, he can still get this block, so his outside influence is still big. This game can still be long. And in the game, white play this push and like this, and in his judgment, at this moment, so he has prepared for this situation. He believe I can still call it. So in this corner, there's still a call. But after the game, this is another thing. After the game, he feel regret about. It will be, but okay, it will be like this, and even like this. Let's say here, I think black still admit this is a bad situation to him, but like this, he can continue the game. I'm not saying like if like this, it is good to black. It can't be, because you're right. We under the background when white has a stone, there at D16, black influence is not that valuable. Especially considered white captured that much in that corner already. Okay, but so in the game, Tang Weixing has played this double honey in order to make a call there in the corner. This is his plan in the game. But afterwards, and he thought it over, and he feel actually regret about this decision. After the game, he believe probably it's still better just honey and let white capture. Although like this, his outside influence is kind of broken because there's a cut. He believes this is better than what happened in the game. So once again, he's not saying like this, this is good to black. This is bad, but this is better than what happened in the game to him. And in the game, this happens, and he didn't really expect. White doesn't even play the call. White directly take over the yes. So in the game, those four is still captured, and the black connect here, while white take over the left side. And I'm not sure if you notice at this moment, there's another very familiar phenomenon. It's white move now. Once again, it's his selling. And so after the bottom left area, he actually get more points and influence, and he get selling. So he got to play the game, so to fix the bottom relatively weak group. So at move 66, at this moment, the Tang Weixing's self-comment is like this: the black whole board. Yeah, where is my points? I have a bottom right corner, 10 points, bottom left corner, 5 points, and then something in the center which can hardly be counted as any points, plus a Hoshi on the top right corner. Did you notice this is again a situation as black doesn't have many points. Did you notice so many things actually just repeatedly happening as AlphaGo always gets selling. And after the opening, let's say black can hardly get too many points. As we can foresee at the end of the game. Once again, it's like this. So Tang Weixing's self-comment is this is move 66. At this moment, black is already far behind. Well, okay, I think there was a suggestion that because AlphaGo is already pretty strong and it is still further developing and it will. So there was a discussion about should maybe AlphaGo fight against, for example, a Chinese or a Korean team, and the team has time to actually discuss together and find out the best move after their discussion, and then play the move against AlphaGo. I think there was such a discussion, but it didn't really come to any conclusion after. So I believe that is some sort of handicap. And I think Kim Ji-sok, the Korean professional player, he has already said, compared to AlphaGo, the AlphaGo version back to when he played against Lee Sedol, he believed he was already 2 stones behind. Let's say as what I have read about pro games, and also when I talk with other pros, surprisingly, the opening is let's say among those 60 games, the closest one was actually AlphaGo against EMI Utah. Let me see, one moment. Yeah, if you ask this question, give me a moment. Let me see which game was that. EMI Utah, that was game 39. Yeah, as their opinion, that game was somehow the close, and that game because let's say Adia Huang, the one who was actually controlling AlphaGo, he has some internet issues, so he actually got disconnected several times. So by the time when Yama Yuta resigned, actually the situation was very unclear. Yama resigned only because he noticed Adia Huang's internet wasn't so good, and so yeah, he just say, let's just finish here like that. Inazuma, I have no idea where you have that. As my understanding, no, he was never below 50% winning percentage. According to Zen, okay, that is, I mean, if you are still using Zen's 6.0 version, that may not be very reliable. Yeah, as I know from as my source let's say about AlphaGo, in all those 60 games, AlphaGo was never behind. Even including I guess there were 2 moments that AlphaGo sort of misclicked. Even including those misclicks, he was never behind. Two misclicks. But even including those moments, he wasn't behind. But okay, anyways, we may continue a little bit about this game. So at this moment, as a convincing self-impression, at this moment, Black is already far behind. And he said, starting from here, he feel like, okay, after this, for quite a while, AlphaGo played very slack. Yeah, for example, here, he feel like, AlphaGo played all those, and they are all dummy. They are all dummy moves, and White basically didn't really get much. It's just a dummy connection. Yeah, so when Black came out here, and White has prepared, so here, in this corner, he started playing Go. And when this call happens, I think he started playing just some simple, and he doesn't really care about can he actually get some further benefit. He just fill up the board quickly like that. Yeah, that is what let's say if I help to conclude on this. And here, Tom Wei-Jing said AlphaGo didn't notice this card. I don't think he didn't notice this card. He probably doesn't care. Yeah, so this happens, and like this, Black has gained a lot at the bottom right corner, and Black outside group is still in general safe because Black has this kind of connection. Yeah, so after all those, everything has happened on the right side. At this move 107, on the entire right side, White almost only played dummy here, and Black has taken taken a lot of points. So at this moment, Tom Wei-Jing believes, okay, now his chance is back. And as we know about AlphaGo, probably AlphaGo believes no, he's still in a solid leading, and the board on the right side is all filled. So there's already no space left on the right side. And so here he plays this one. And okay, this one, in the game, he played this move. His self-comment says, this move, his intention was he want white to honey from here, which was what white did in the game. And so on the top side, there will be a chaos, and he want to actually, once again, test AlphaGo's fighting ability. Yeah, that is his intention. But this two space extension is also the move after the game he feel regret about, and he believes this is the final losing move. And he said first he need to invade San here and play a few exchanges so to make sure that corner he can leave a code to live before he take any action on the top side. Yeah, but that's also because after the I will show what happened in the game here. This is what AlphaGo did in the game. And after all those here, AlphaGo played pretty simple, so to just finish the shape there. But when this turning happens, now if black invade the top left corner, as what happened in the game, this corner is all killed. So he said probably he should have made a few exchanges so to make sure that corner there's a call possibility left before he played all the everything on the top side. Yeah, I can see I can show what happened here in the game. So here he tried to live and white just a kill. So in the game like this, black he invaded that corner and that corner is all captured. Yeah, and it's simply because white add a move here, this turning, and after this turning, it will be too late for black to invade. So Tang Weixing has concluded here the only chance for black is at this moment when he invade there and keep a possibility before taking any action at the outside. So he concluded this two spaces extension is a final losing move. Yeah, okay. So basically, after this, Tang Weixing has finished his comment and he said that this two space extension is not very rational. He just want to test AlphaGo's ability on fighting, but let's say rationally, if he think it over, he shouldn't have missed the top left corner. This important detail. I hope you noticed. Let's say in all those games, maybe big or small, but they are all details, and it's always detailed inside the game. Yeah. Okay. So after this, then after the corner was captured, this game is basically done. And this game, okay, let's come back. I hope you will never forget about this turning moment and this combination with the card and the card as this combination as shortage of liberty with the bottom. This is a cool move that probably professional players after some time to think they can probably find this move. To us, this is something we can only say, this is so amazing, this is so cool. But it's kind of impossible for us to find this kind of move in our game. No problem. See you. Bye. Okay. That's all the three games that I have prepared, and mainly based on those three professional players' self-comment, and together with some other pros, their opinion, and I have asked my some pro friends their opinion together. I have concluded those, and I shared. So here in this lecture, I get to share it with you. So now I guess that's everything about those three games. And do we have any questions about those games? I guess mostly you probably get some feeling or get some impression. If so, I would say that is pretty good because let's say when I first time read it, I get this kind of impression probably as how you are feeling at the moment. And I just want to emphasize what Meeting has mentioned in his game is pretty important. Some of AlphaGo's moves and also some of let's say for pro players, they have made those mistakes in the game. We understand it, we know what is right, what is wrong. let's do it right in our games if we meet the same or similar situations. But if there's anything we think what AlphaGo did is right, but we don't understand, let's not easily imitate it, because you don't understand it and you take it into the game, that can only cause some negative consequence. Yes, while AlphaGo was right in all those there were actually I think in those games there were actually half of the games AlphaGo was playing as black. Unfortunately, those games, let's say, we do not have enough resources on players' self-comment, because we know that actually, I mean, for example, it is a game, 飘金花, and it is actually commented by a Chinese player. It may not be very objective. We actually would like to hear about the players' opinion themselves. Yeah, that is actually more important. Actually, of course, in our game, we want to hear AlphaGo's opinion, but that's impossible. So we can only get a player's opinion. Unfortunately, so far as the resources I have gotten, only those 3 games are the ones we can have a player's opinion themselves. And other games, let's say, we can only find, for example, some commentary from a third player. Yeah, so I picked those 3 games is because those 3 games are the ones the players they are the players and they have thought it over relatively into detail. You can see, I mean, relatively into detail, it is from professional perspective. Maybe to us, there are so many moves actually are not really explained yet. But yeah, from professional players' criteria, those are the 3 games well explained. And so here, I decided to choose those games to share. It's mainly so we have enough resources, and so I can try my best to explain. Other games will be harder to understand. Yeah, so if there will be more resources, and so for example, there will be the players self-comment, and it comes, and it comes to, let's say, any kind of resources that I can find, I will probably contact Kendall, and probably we can hold a next lecture in the future at some point if you are still interested. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. In that case, I guess that's pretty much everything about. All right. We still have a bit more time, and also we still have some members here left. I guess we can still take the rest of the time as question and answer. It can be related to the lecture. It can be anything else go related. So I will still have something like nearly 20 minutes for question and answer. Okay. No problem. My thought on shoulder hits against the corner enclosures. Actually, yeah, if you ask Kendall about this question, I guess he knows my answer. I'm a territorial player. I'm not sure if this gives you an answer. I'm a territorial player. So to me, to play those kind of shoulder hit, to take influence, to give the opponent more territory there, okay, I will try to be objective. To me, that is a risky business. Yeah, well, that's what AlphaGo did. AlphaGo has a very special understanding about center, which is something worth for us to think about. But the problem is, people has their habit. I'm not talking about people. People just has their habit. If, for example, you used to do something as a certain pattern, it is difficult for you to change. I'm a territorial player for already over a decade, and it cannot easily be changed after I read AlphaGo's game, even though I admit his understanding about center is special and it makes sense. About AlphaGo's early invasion on 3, that is actually, if you go to that game specifically, you will notice that is actually a very balanced choice. Because in that game, the opponent taking influence, it doesn't value too much. And in that game, corner values more. Yeah, so that move actually make a lot of sense. Although we say people normally doesn't do that in that early state of the game. But yeah, that move make a lot of sense. And to us, is I believe it's not like human are unable to play that move. Rather, human doesn't have a courage to do that because those kind of moves can easily be criticized. But AlphaGo, of course, there's no such thing as he dare not do anything. Right. Yeah, he just play the move that he thinks is right. He doesn't care. Yes. Yeah, and yeah, to us, yeah, especially two professional players, not only there is a pressure on, let's say, winning or not refers to their result and it refers to their income, but also, yeah, let's say if they happen to play some move that is commonly understood as very bad, that also hurt their public image, if you understand me. Yeah, professional players rely on that to live. But AlphaGo doesn't have this kind of burden. Yeah, so yeah, those kind of move, maybe, yeah, let's say as human intelligence, human can also play it, but it's difficult. Okay, yeah, and anyone else? Yeah, that is a relatively abstract question. Doesn't matter. I don't mind to answer abstract questions. Yeah, let's say if there's anything once it's go related, please. Oh, so silent. What did Kandao ask? I'm sorry. What do you think is the best way to review your own games? Okay, that is a difficult question, I have to say, because firstly, that requires you to understand yourself. What is your major problem? Yeah, in Go. And you better make sure that's right. Under that premise, yeah, when you are looking at your own games, I mean, there can easily be so many other problems, but you're going to concentrate on those. Yeah, so what I call that is the biggest hole on your window. You're gonna concentrate on on that big hole and concentrate on fixing that. Yeah, that first yeah requires you to actually understand who you are, what is your major problem, and that's rather difficult. And turned out to us that's relatively easier because I can help you to conclude about what is your problem out from your games. Yeah, so that is basically we are working together on that. But let's say for other people who are actually just playing their own games and then they want to do self-review, question is, do they understand themselves? Do they know what is their major problem in Go? This is the biggest question. If they do those games, you just concentrate on your major problems, yeah, then things will be relatively easier. Yeah, so in any case, I would say the best way for, let's say, to review your own games will be, it is always the best if you can get a stronger player to review with you together. Yeah, and of course, the stronger the better. But yeah, let's say the stronger the better is if the stronger player's expression, yeah, let's say his expressing ability equals. Yeah, of course, you'd better have someone who is stronger and who is also able to explain. Yeah, yeah, that is another thing that is very important. Rather than, hey, this one you should obviously play here. Why? I don't know. You just should play here. Yeah, that will not be very efficient. But yeah, still, yeah. Then the stronger player, even so, the stronger player will be able to tell you the better moves, and that will gonna, even if he may not be able to explain, that will gonna make you think. If you can think over, that can still help. So the best way will be always be to get somebody stronger to review together. Of course, you may not always be able to review your game with stronger players. I'm just saying that is the ideal mode. Yeah, if you say I just sit down with my other friends who may just be equivalent strength players, or maybe somebody that is relatively weaker, and we just discuss about them and have fun. Doesn't matter. That can be a party. That can be a party mode. But if you talk about the studies, that is not necessarily efficient. Mm, as I said, if you know yourself about what exactly your problem is, you can review alone. Under the premise, if you know yourself. Yeah, that is the biggest premise. And to most of the people, you review the game yourself to find out what your problem is in this game. Do you know yourself? Do you know your major problem? You may just find, okay, this is a mistake, that is a mistake. But to conclude, what is your major problem? Do you know that? Yeah, to most of them, yeah, let's say this is actually their biggest problem. Plus, are they able to find out the problems? Because when you are playing your game, you are at your own. When you are reviewing your game, maybe you say without the game factor and without the time pushing me, I can actually see more problems. Yes, that is the case, but it doesn't really change your level. So there are so many problems. Actually, the stronger players can see. You cannot see it yourself. So the best will always be to get a stronger player to review the game with you. Yeah. Mm, don't beat me. I strongly doubt it. Let's say your work has nothing to do with your opponent. You are just playing the moves that you think that is the best on the board under a certain kind of situation. So your biggest problem should always be, let's say, do you know what you should do? And your opponent shouldn't play a part. Shouldn't play a role. Shouldn't play a role in this. Normally, that shouldn't be the case. Your work is no matter who is your opponent, you just try your best to play the best move on the board. That's it. From some sense, yes. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. All right. Okay. I guess we can. We still have a bit time, and let's not waste those time. And if there's anything, let's say you want to, let's say you want to talk to me, for example. Let's talk about it. Ah, no problem. Okay. See you later. Bye. The second question. Okay. One moment. Okay. So now you will have a control now. Yeah. Please. 9幾號 ？OK。哦，好，OK。嗯哼，Yeah，Yeah。嗯哼，嗯哼，OK。Okay, I guess I know what you want to talk. Mm. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I understand what you are talking. Continue, please. Explain. You want me to explain why the order matters? Ah, sure. Okay. Okay. I will take over control, and about this, I explain two things. First, I will explain about why order matters. But second, I want to explain this so-called mistake. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, you are saying when I honey here, why black cannot this? This is basically your question because obviously I honey here directly, black can descend here too. Yeah, why we only say in the other way, black and decent. Simple. Please note this push and black, yeah, black push out. This is an exchange white doesn't want to make because this exchange actually hurt white at the bottom. So yeah, if yeah, and why white push there is because honey connect. Here you can see this honey is really big. This honey is really big, and the white want to get A or at least prevent the black to get A, but also white will need to protect this cutting point at B. So in order to get both, white is forced to push here. Yeah, with this exchange that he's unwilling to do in order to get either this tiger or this descent. He's forced to. And if you say, okay, when I honey, you can see compared to earlier when black connect at E3, this move is much smaller now. Then why am I gonna fight to play there? I'm not gonna fight anymore. So here, that cutting point at D6 is a problem. I'm just gonna protect it because that is that push at F6, that extent hurt me. Why am I gonna do that? I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so logically explain. This is the reason. I hope this is clear. This is to answer your question. But second, I want to tell second. I know that many people may tell you here this order difference is considered as a wide mistake because here black can choose this. I want to tell you this is a tiny mistake if this is a mistake. And because here, I hope you may actually listen to them carefully. Their language is correct. They said black can do this. So black decent here become a choice. And this choice is not necessarily better than black just connect here. The reasoning is like this. White will still gonna tiger here. So like this, although black said, okay, so you make this bad exchange which is unnecessary, it's not necessarily a black gain like this because when black descend here instead of connection, it means in the future white push here become a stronger one than earlier. Consider the next move, this honey. So black potentially will gonna lose all the I shape there. And this actually increases the chance for black to be under attack compared to when black connect at E3. So this one is a mistake strictly when your order is wrong, but not necessarily a mistake because here, this one is only a black option. Yeah, because I have seen, let's say many people believe this is a black, this is a white mistake. And so black supposed to, without considering the circumstances, black just decent here. And later it result to actually white get to block at A, white get to attack black, black lost the game because of this. So here, even if white is the one who made this kind of mistake, should black play connection or play the decent? Black need to look into circumstances. Okay, so I'm not saying that is not a mistake. It is a mistake, but it is a tiny mistake because you can see here, even if white makes this kind of mistake and the circumstances doesn't support black to decent, black may still have to connect here. Then it is not a mistake. Yes, black decent might also be a mistake. And actually here, there's another argument. The other argument is actually more important. Sometimes the honey here first is an order. In some situation, you need to put here first. The reasoning is when you honey here first, then you push, black might cut. And then it comes to this variation. So black push several, kill the corner. And when black, when this happens, so kill the corner. So like this, black capture the corner, white get the outside with two cutting points. I want you to imagine if it is a situation outside influence may not matter much, then even it's the case that here white honey from the inside first is a mistake compared to your push from the outside first. That is not a Joseki, but that is a possible variation. That is a possible variation when we say clearly corner is bigger than the outside. If corner is clearly bigger than the outside in a special situation, then here white played the wrong order. Okay, and people normally do not say this. People normally say, okay, let's say here this is the right order and this one is order simply because there is a better chance this doesn't work than sorry. There is a better chance that doesn't work than here this can't work. As for circumstances, so the chance of this kind of situation come is lower than the other one. Those order has nothing to do with cut and ladder, right? The cut and ladder has only about it come to I mean, if it come to this Joseki. Yeah, I hope this is clear. So here, yeah, we actually, if we are objective, we can hardly say which order is wrong. But yeah, normally if we say there's a better chance this one is a wrong order, but it's just a better chance. And I have to say, in most of the cases, it doesn't matter. Yeah, in most of the cases, black should have connect here anyway. Yeah, in most of the cases, and if you see in some games, black is so happy, black decent here. Imagine no circumstances. For example, we only have all the corners here, and now black decent here, white plays this tiger. I can tell you, what the black gain in the corner is not comparable to the potential threat from A. So like this, actually white gains. So if there's no circumstances to support, actually that's not a wrong order. But yeah, black is supposed to connect here anyway. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, no problem. Okay, so when people tell you something, let's say as their understanding, okay, now this is pretty good. You should ask, because if you do not ask, you may easily understand as okay, so that is a wrong order, not necessarily. And I can also tell actually when I learned Go, I think my teacher, even my teacher has told me this is wrong order. And let's say after years, I figure out his words is not accurate. Okay, I guess that's clear. All right, okay, it is already late. I suggest we may just finish here, okay? Okay, no problem. So I guess we may just finish here, and okay. It's very nice to talk to you and to enjoy the lecture together. And I hope we're gonna have this kind of lecture again, in a few weeks, and so we can talk again. Okay. Okay. You too. Talk to you later then. See you. Bye.